Hi, this is Ms. Calderon, and welcome to Web Development. I'm going to give you a Blackboard tour, and then I'll dive into more of the menu items. This is the home page. It has announcements here. I barely use announcements on Blackboard. I prefer to use something called Slack. If you are a new student, you should already be familiar with some Slack announcements that I have been posting. I go ahead and sign you up, and I send you a link to your personal email address, and you can also download an app for it. So yeah, I will barely be posting on the Blackboard announcements unless it's some sort of emergency. And then when I do post on this, there is also an email sent out to students. As you navigate through the left menu, the second link that you'll see is getting started. So I will definitely go ahead and get into all of these in the next video. This one is just an overview. You're going to want to make sure that you are checking in daily, Monday through Friday, for attendance purposes. I go ahead and run the check-in process from 7 a.m. to 6:59 a.m. the next day. So you have 24 hours to check in. And then it gives me a nice roster of the people who have checked in. So make sure that you are, as soon as you get onto Blackboard, you click on this and you check in. And you only have to do it once a day. Coursework. This is probably where you spend most of your time while you're in the program. This is all of the courses put into OCP folders. And each OCP stands for an occupational completion point. It is 150 hours for a full-time student. That's about 6 weeks. And every time that you complete an OCP, you must complete the course survey at the end. That will let me know that you completed it, and I will go ahead and print out a grade report for you. Also, make sure that you're checking out the tracking sheets at the very top of each OCP. It really breaks down the assignments on a weekly basis. You should be completing about 25 hours a week. And then we go over some due dates, but I make sure that I put the due date for each OCP at the very beginning of the coursework using a table. So depending on when you start it, which term, I will let you know which OCP you should be in and what your deadline is. Remember, this table is only for full-time students that start an OCPA. So if you're a part-time student, dual enrollment student, it will be different for you. Okay, so this is all the coursework. And as you can see, each one is 150 hours. And then when you've totaled the 1050, you have completed the program. Try not to go over the 1050 hours because then if you're on financial aid, you would have to pay out of pocket for another term. So we're trying to avoid that. Slack, as I mentioned before, this is where I post all announcements. I have different channels set up, and channels are just categories. Mostly I posted the general channel, and that'll go ahead and notify you of any announcements I've posted. I probably do code alongs, I put job postings. Students get to help each other out. If I'm unavailable, then students usually will go ahead and answer a student's question. And you can also message students privately. YouTube, that is where I post any video tutorials. And we have a web development channel. And I try to make playlists. So this is for the web design textbook, for the Office, Illustrator, Photoshop, all kinds of video tutorials. So make sure that you subscribe and that you check out those videos. Collaborate. This is just online, an online feature for Blackboard. This is where we can meet virtually. I create sessions if it's like a code along or a code off, or if I need a group of students to attend so that I can go over some things. By the way, there is an unlocked course room. So during my office hours from 7 a.m. to 12:15, Monday through Friday, you could always join this course room, and it will, if you let me know that you're in there, I can virtually help you out. I can share my screen with you. There's a whiteboard feature. There's all kinds of stuff that we can do in here virtually in case you're not in the classroom. Calendar map, well, that's just the school calendar. That goes hand in hand with the tracking sheet. That's how you're going to determine your deadlines. So this is when the term starts. The red is when the term ends. Remember that term dates are not the same as OCP deadlines. As you can see, term hours are 200, 230, versus OCPs are about 150 hours. So don't try to finish assignments according to the term deadline, because then you'll be late. You want to finish your OCPs within 150 hours. These are just here to let you know that it's time for you to pay again or register for the next term. And the last thing on here is ptcwebdev.com. That is our class website. This is actually important when it comes to FileZilla, when we start learning how to publish our assignments on the web. You will get a username, and that'll create a student folder on our server, and that's where you will publish your assignments, and then you will submit links to Blackboard so I can grade it. That has been a nice Blackboard overview. You will also want to check your grades. There will be a button over on this side where you can check your grades. And I kind of want to see what this does. Yes, it should be over here somewhere. And you are responsible for checking your grades and reviewing any comments I've made, because if it is lower than a 70%, you will need to fix that and then resubmit it. Okay, thanks, and I look forward to having a wonderful year with you.